Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to do the PGP encryption and decryption of files using SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is that we will see like how can we encrypt and decrypt the files, multiple files using SSIS. So without wasting further time, let's jump to the demo. So I got a file here, emails.csv. So first I will show you like how you can encrypt this file using the PGP encryption, and then we will also see like how we can decrypt the file as well using the PGP encryption, and then we will see like how we can encrypt and decrypt the multiple files with the help of SSIS. So these days the encryption and decryption using the PGP is very popular, but in SSIS there is no inbuilt component or tool which can actually do the encryption or decryption of the files. So for encrypting the file or decrypting the file, we need to install a software. So one of the software is GPG4win, which we can use to encrypt or decrypt the file. So you can open any web browser and there you can type GPG4win, you can type and download. So this will go to this website, the first one, gpg4win.org download. So you can open this particular URL, and from here you can download the specific version, like whatever version. So it will go to this particular URL, and from here, you know, either you can donate something if you want, otherwise like just click on $0 and you can simply download this one. The download will start. Okay, so my download is started. So once this is downloaded, then you can right click on it and it should be installed. So the installation is quite straightforward. You just simply need to click next couple of times and it should be installed. So actually I have already installed it on my machine, so that's why I won't install it next again as well. Okay, so what I can do, I can just cancel the installation. Okay, and now, so once this is downloaded and once you have installed it, then you can check the PGP installation. For example, if the installation was successful or not. So what you can do, you can open a command prompt window here, like I can type cmd. Okay, and then once the command prompt window has been opened, so you can type gpg version. Okay, so it will show you like if gpg is installed or not. So it is showing that the gpg is installed here and the version is 2.4.3. okay, so this is the installation version. Copyright. So this is free software, you are free to change and redistribute it. Okay, so it seems like the GPG is installed on my machine. Okay, so now we want to do the encryption of the file. So for encrypting the file we need the public key. Okay, so for creating the public key, we will see here like what are the steps here to create the public key. So first of all we will see like are there any keys available on this particular machine. So to get the keys on the machine, you can type gpg list keys. Okay, so this will show you the list of available keys on your machine. So right now on my machine I have this public key aqil33@gmail.com. for this email ID I have the public key. Okay, on my machine. Okay, so this is showing you the list of available public keys. Okay, so you can create your own key, the new key as well. Okay, so how we can create the new key, you can type here gpg. Okay, and then gen, like generate key. Okay, so you need to type this particular command line. So you need to type the name of the customer, for example for which customer you want to create the public key. So you need to create the public key here. So maybe I want to create the public key, like I can type SSIS, the project name for example, and then you need to type the email address. So I can type maybe learnssis@gmail.com. okay, I can type like this one, and then you can provide O here. O is for okay. So the public key should be created. Okay, so now it is asking for the passphrase. So this is the private key that needs to be kept secret, but for right now I will type SSIS1234. okay, SSIS1234. okay, so I type the private key here, click OK. Okay, it seems like I typed the username wrong way. I missed the N here, but that's fine. learnssis@gmail.com. for this user I created a public key. Okay, so the public key generation is successful. Okay, and now if you want to list the keys, how many keys are available. So you can type gpg list keys again. So this will show you the list of available keys. So there is a key for the akil33@gmail.com, and then there is another key for learn ssis@gmail.com. so there are two public keys now on this particular machine. So for example, if you want to export the public key for a particular person, so what you can type gpg armor, and then you can type export here and the email ID of the person. So I have two email ID, akil33@gmail.com and the first one as well, learSSIS@gmail.com, like for this particular user as well. So I can type it here. It's saying invalid option export. So it seems like I missed one hyphen here. I need to type hyphen two times. Okay, gpg hyphen armor hyphen export and then the email ID. So this is the public key, like begin PGP public key block and then the end block. So this is the public key for this particular email ID. So what I can do, I can actually copy this particular public key, okay, and I can maybe create a file here, public key, and I can paste the public key here. So I can close this one. The public key can be shared with the clients, okay. So this is fine. So we generated the public key here. Now let's do the encryption of the file. So I have this file emails.csv. So now I will encrypt this particular file, okay. So for encrypting the file, actually I have this particular command here, okay. So this command can be modified to encrypt any file. So for example, in this one, what you need to type, so in the beginning you need to type actually gpg as well. So you need to type gpg hyphen output, and here customer.csv. So instead of the customer.csv, you need to type the file name, okay. So the file name is emails here, emails.csv.gpg. so this will be the output file name, okay. So we are going to encrypt it, and the file will be encrypted using the which email ID. So for example, I want to encrypt it with using the learnSSIS@gmail.com, okay. And which file I want to encrypt? So I want to encrypt the emails.csv file, okay. So this will be the final command, and actually I will execute this one from the SSIS package. So right now I'm just showing you like doing it for a single file using the command prompt, and then we will do it from the SSIS package as well using the execute process task. So let me execute this particular command. So you can see that the encryption is successful. It created a new file emails.csv.gpg, okay. So the file has been encrypted. So maybe I can just delete the original file, and this is the encrypted file, okay. Now as soon as the file has been encrypted, now if you want to, for example, decrypt the file, so like how you can decrypt the file. So for decrypting the file, this is the another command. So you need to type gpg and then paste the command. In the beginning you need to type the the secret key, or you can say like passphrase. So this is the private key that you can type. Private key was SSIS123, and then the output file name will be emails.csv. So you can provide the name of the output file here, and we want to decrypt the emails.csv.gpg file, okay. So I can type emails.csv.gpg. So in the end we need to provide the input file, then you want to decrypt it, and you want to decrypt it as emails.csv, and the passphrase or the secret key or the private key is the SSIS123, okay. So this is how it will decrypt the file. So we can press enter. So first time it will ask for the phrase as well. So I can type SSIS123 and then click OK. Okay, so it seems like the passphrase is not working. I think the passphrase might be SSIS1234, SSIS1234. Yeah, so the passphrase was SSIS1234, okay. So the file has been encrypted. You can see that this is the file. The encryption and decryption working from the command prompt, okay. Now let's try to encrypt and decrypt the multiple files. For example, in this particular folder, D files, Apple folder, I have these 3 files. So suppose I want to encrypt all these 3 files using the SSIS. So how I can do that? So for doing that particular thing, you can open the SSIS package. So this is my blank SSIS package, and whatever query you are running, for example the encryption query, whatever you are running from the command prompt, you can run it from the execute process task. So I can just drag and drop the execute process task into the control flow window. Alright, so let's configure the execute process task. Okay, so you can go to the process, and from the executable you can open the C program files 86 GNUPG, and here you can go to the bin, and here it is the gpg.exe. okay, so you can open this particular file, you can just give the location of this one, and then you need to give the arguments, like to encrypt a file you need to give the argument here. So I can paste it here. Okay, now this file, like customer.csv, this value, this needs to be passed from the for each loop container from a variable. Okay, so what I can do, I can change this one. The first thing that I will change here is the email ID learnssis@gmail.com. okay, and yeah, I think that's fine. And then we need to provide the working directory as well, like at which location the files are situated. For example, right now my files are situated inside the D files Apple folder. In this particular folder there are the files. Okay, so this is fine. Now I can simply click OK. So this will work for single file. However, if you want to do the encryption for multiple files, so I can call it like encrypt all files, then you need to run a for each loop here. So what I can do, I can use a for each loop container, and I can put the execute process task inside the for each loop container. Okay, right click the for each loop container and configure this one. I can go to the collection, and from here I can select the for each file enumerator, and here you can provide the location, like from which location you want to do the encryption. So I can paste the path here. Okay, now suppose if you want to encrypt all the files, like all type of files, so that's fine. But if you want to encrypt only the CSV file, so you can give star.csv here. So this will encrypt only the CSV file. Now what I want to do, I just want to get the file name, like I do not want the file path. So for getting the file name, you can select name and extension. Okay, and now I can click on variable mapping, and from here I can create a new variable, and I can call the variable name as file name. Okay, and now I can give any value, for example emails.csv. I can give any initial value. This value will be overwritten when the for each loop container will run. So I can click OK. Okay, so this is absolutely fine. Now let me use this particular SSIS variable inside the execute process task. So what I will do, this is inside the arguments. So I will copy this particular command from the arguments and will make the arguments dynamic, because I want to use the file name here. Okay, so I can go to the expressions, and from here I will select the arguments, and I can go to the expression properties of the argument, put the double quote, paste the command, whatever command was there, and the double quote. Okay, now we can make this particular command as dynamic. So instead of this customer.csv hard-coded file name, we can get the file name from the file variable. So we can put like double quote plus plus double quote, and then inside the 2+ sign we can just use the file name here. Okay, so the file name is dynamic now, and now I can copy this particular variable, file name variable, and instead of the hard-coded name customer.csv file, we will use this SSIS variable. So this is dynamic now. Now the file name is dynamic. Okay, so it can encrypt all the files using this particular email address, learnssis@gmail.com. So I can click OK, OK, OK. So now I can execute the SSIS package, and it should encrypt all the files available at this particular folder. So you can see that the package ran fine, and it has encrypted all the 3 files available in the folder. So this is how the encryption can work. Okay, maybe I can delete these files. So these 3 files, they are encrypted, and for example if you will try to open them in any text editor or something, then you can't see the data because they are the encrypted files. Okay, Now let's create the SSIS package for decrypting these files. Okay, so I can call this particular package as encrypt files. Okay, yes to all. Now same way, let me make a copy of this particular package. I can copy this one and paste it here, and let me call the package as decrypt files. Decrypt files. Okay, so this is fine. Now for decrypting the file, I want to decrypt the files, and the file extension should be, now it should be GPG files. So I can type here GPG, the files those ends with the star.gpg. Now this will loop through all the files and will get the file name into a variable, so that's fine. Now instead of the encrypt file, I can say decrypt all files, and I can configure the decrypt task now. So if you see here, we just need to change the argument, this command here. Okay, so I can click evaluate expression. Now I can copy the decrypt code from here, the command from here, and I can paste the command inside the 2 double quote. Okay, so right now this can decrypt one file. Okay, and we are using the passphrase. Actually this passphrase is for akil33@gmail.com, but because we have encrypted the file using the learn SSIS, so we need to type the passphrase for the learn SSIS, which is SSIS1234. Okay, this is the private key for that particular email address. Now we want to decrypt the file. So right now this is hard-coded name customer.csv. So instead of the hard-coded name, we will use the SSIS variable, and we can just drag and drop the file name here. Okay, now I can copy this one, and instead of using this one customer.csv, I will put it here instead of customer.csv. Okay, now there is a catch actually in this particular thing, that let me click OK, click OK. So right now if you see, for the encryption time the file name was emails.csv, however now the file name is emails.csv.gpg. So if you go to the variables, so now in the decryption the file name will be gpg as well. Okay, so if I go back to the arguments here, okay, so, and if I click on evaluate expression, so there is an extra gpg here. So here it's 2 times gpg, here it is single time gpg. However, if you compare the command here, so let me show you the command. So here it should only be like customer.csv, there should not be any gpg here. Okay, same way there should be only one gpg like customer.csv.gpg. however, if you see emails.csv.gpg.gpg, so there is one extra gpg that is coming in the file, so we need to remove that. So here we can easily remove the .gpg, so this will work just great. However, from the output file name we need to remove the .gpg here. So how we can remove it? We can use a replace function here. I can use like a replace function. I will share this command with you so that you don't need to type it. I want to replace the gpg with the blank string. Okay, and now I can click on evaluate expression. So now this is great, it is only emails.csv like what we wanted. So I can click OK, OK. So this is fine. Now I can right click and execute the decrypt task, and it should actually decrypt all the gpg files. Okay, so one time it will ask for the password, it won't ask next time. Okay, so I can type it SSIS1234, I can press enter, and then it can decrypt all the files. And now the decrypt task has decrypted all the 3 files, and if you open the file from any text editor, then you know the files are perfect. Okay, so this is fine. So our packages are working fine. Now one more time I can show you like running the encryption and decryption. So this is my encrypt task, encrypt file SSIS package. Okay, so to encrypt the files you can execute the encrypt task package, and it should encrypt all the files available in the folder. So now if you see here, now it is not asking for any password, you know, because it has saved it. So only one time you need to type the passphrase. So the encryption ran fine, and it has encrypted all the 3 files. Now let me just delete the CSV files. If you want to delete the file as well, then you can use the for each loop container as well, you know. the file system task to delete the file. That's pretty straightforward, you know. Now the files got encrypted, so I want to decrypt the file. Okay, so I can just execute the decrypt file SSIS package, and it won't ask for the password again because it has saved the password. Only one time you need to provide the password, and now the decryption is working fine. So it has decrypted all the files. Okay, now for example, if you want to delete the GPG file, so like deleting the file is pretty the easiest thing. Okay, so because the files got decrypted, and if you want to delete the original file, so what you can do, let me just show you, for example, in a minute. So you can just make a copy of this one. Okay, and I can call it as delete files. That's it. Okay, I can enable this one, and here I can use another variable, and I will call it as file path. Okay, and I will call it as delete files. Okay, actually this is execute process task. We need to use the file system task for deleting the file. So I can just drag and drop the file system task here. Okay, now let's configure the for each loop container. So we want to loop through all the files of type GPG. Okay, there is one thing, the file path, the data type of the variable will be string here. Okay, and we want to delete the files those ends with the GPG. Okay, that's the thing. So you can just configure the for each loop container, go to collection, so it will delete the file from this particular folder, and it will delete the file those ends with the GPG. And here we need the full file path, like we want the directory name as well, of course, right? So we need to select the fully qualified here. From the variable mapping, we can select file path, click OK. Now when the SSIS package will run, it will get the file path and will store it inside the file path SSIS variable. Now we can configure the file system task. From the operation, we need to select the delete file. Okay, is source path variable, like is the path of the file that needs to be deleted, is the path stored in a variable? So we can say true, yeah, file path is in the SSIS variable. Now we can select the file path SSIS variable, like the file that needs to be deleted. So I can click OK. So that's the only thing. It is showing the error because right now this value is empty. If you will provide some value to this file, then the error message will be gone. So I can just provide right now this value, although it's not necessary, but I have just given just to, you know, go the error away. So now the error is went because there is a valid file path here. So our SSIS package is ready, which can delete the GPG files from this particular folder. So I can execute the decrypt file task, which can actually delete the GPG files. So the package ran fine and it has deleted all the GPG files from the folder. So yeah, I think this is working fine, and I will share these particular scripts to encrypt the file and decrypt the files with you. So in case if you want to test it in your environment, then you can test them. Yeah, so I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button. Do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.